So would you say that when you look at the clients that approach you, would you say that there's a skew one way or the other? Is there a greater split in terms of those who have an inventory shortage versus excess inventory?
So it's usually both. The
Uh-huh.
founder will put more emphasis on the stockouts. So the way I like to say that the stockout is like a car crash and excess is like cancer. But a lot of the
Right.
founders are usually sales centric. So to them, they're buying the inventory and they think they're like, yeah, we're going to sell it. It's not a problem. So it's usually both, which is you're out of stock on your best sellers and you're excess on the stuff that isn't moving. And so one of the main
Mm,
problems is one of the questions in the book is like, what drives your business, which is just a basic 80-20 exercise. A lot of finders will treat all their SKUs kind of the same. And they don't, even on
right.
on the supply chain and the production side of the inventory, like when they order, they just order, a bunch of SKUs at a time instead of realizing
Yeah.
like, this is our driver and this is, not really performing.
Okay, so it's not so much that they're chronically understocked on everything or overstocked on everything. I think what you're saying is that more common is you'll see brands that will have some combination of both. There'll be areas where they have too much and areas where they have, too little. So on a brand that's doing, $5 to $10 million a year, like what could this be costing them in terms of, EBITDA or profitability?
Yeah. So, I mean, on a 5 million, usually the industry average, they'll say that you're probably losing between 5 and 8% off the top line from stockouts.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Mm-hmm.
probably eating up the margins around 30% on the excess side. So for a $5 million
Mm,
brand, I mean, we're talking over $500,000 in lost sales. And that's just like
mm.
direct orders that you can't fulfill. That doesn't include like customer damage or someone who wanted to buy and lost, they went somewhere else and you lost future sales. So conservatively, you're looking at around 5% top line and then usually around 20 to 30% of the margins just on the excess side. And most brands will keep a lot of excess or a lot of inventory. It's not all
Yeah.
considered excess, right? There is a what we call an inventory health quiz, which is like you could be overstocked on something, but know that the item's going to move out. But then you could also be
Mm,
overstocked on something that isn't moving, and that's the damage. That's the excess part that just chews it up. Whereas you have this
okay.
supply and you don't have the demand to kind of push it out.
Okay. And that 30% you mentioned, that becomes apparent in the form of like financing costs, or that's due to inventory shrinkage, or what's the origin of that, margin compression that you mentioned?
The carrying cost. So something sitting in a warehouse, you're
Mm-hmm.
paying the fees over and over and over again. So the carrying cost is the biggest,
Gotcha.
biggest portion. And
Gotcha.
that's if
Gotcha.
again you could
Okay.
even move it out. A lot of times what happens is we have this thing called the 3Ds when you have excess inventory. So it's discount, donate, or destroy. And so a lot of
Right.
times there's no distribution channel. So you either got to bundle with something else, which are basically hopefully you make cost at it, or you donate it and
Mm-hmm.
it's a pure write-off, or you destroy it, which again is just a financial exercise to clean the books.
Gotcha. Gotcha.